Well, this is officially the first video you get to hear me talk. This is a 1928 D John Deere that my dad and I managed to pick up just less than a mile from the house. And as you can tell, some farmers have modified it, what we like to call on the farm updates, before they put it out to pasture to rest. This is going to be a multi-part restoration series that's going to take place from now until whenever we decide we have enough money to finish it. You know how those big jobs go. So I'll try to post updates here and there when I can, and whenever I feel like I made enough progress that's worthy of the next video. But come on along and join the quest of restoring this 1928 D John Deere. All right, got the hood, the fuel tank, and the radiator off. We kind of get to see our first glimpses of inside the D. It looks like it's got a little bit of rust, but I've seen a lot worse. Looks like some, just a little bit of rust. Nothing terrible. So that's a good sign. So far, so good. And next step, we're going to take the valve cover off and kind of see how that looks inside of there. But first, we're going to step over here and kind of look at what we're dealing with here. The radiator core, clearly it's going to get a new one. This one here is pretty beat up. Even if it does hold, when the tractor gets painted and everything, I want it to look nice, so it'll probably get a new one. The fuel tank, well, let's skip over here to the hood first. The hood, not bad, has a lot of surface pitting, but first thing I noticed whenever I went to look at the tractor, it's been shot, which is fairly common with tractors that sit out in the pasture. And it's got a rust hole here. It's rusted through on the top here. A lot of surface pitting. So it will be getting a new hood. That wasn't a big concern. The fuel tank, here's where the bullet hole was. Not sure if you can see that too well. It didn't go fully through the tank, but it was enough to puncture it, which is repairable if it didn't have all these other holes in the fuel tank. So it will be getting a new fuel tank as well. Other than that, it's got some pieces broke, which Dad and we can cast iron weld, and we can weld these up, these cracks and these broke pieces. So nothing terrible, all fixable. Alrighty, we'll pick back up when I get this valve cover removed. All right, valve cover is off. Looks like we might be able to save the gasket too, so that's a huge plus. Looks like 2 stuck exhaust valves, so that's not looking good for the cylinders themselves. But other than that, no rust, real nice and clean. So that's a plus. I think next we're gonna pop this crankcase cover off, kind of take a gander inside there and see what that looks like. I won't be time-lapsing that. I'll just pop back in whenever I get that off. All right. All right, the cover is off. Inside the transmission looks really good, really nice and clean. And inside the crankcase, also very good and very nice and clean. Got some sludge down there, but that's expected. So just glad it's not full of water and all nasty. So that's big. So we'll get this cover back on, and I guess we'll take the mag and the governor housing off and try to get the head pulled. All right, well, the head is off, just like we thought. Both exhaust valves are open, and some critters built some nest. I raked all that crud out of there. Some minor pitting, so possibly savable. The head, not too bad. Definitely need a valve job, but nothing impossible. So that's going to end it for today. Next time we'll see what else we can tear up. See you next time.